Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. Today I'm going to take a look through the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Codex from Games Workshop. Now, if you've subscribed to my channel or you've been watching Gamers Web for a while, you'll find that it's not very long ago since I did this. Don't want to say money for old rope, but it's a new game. I understand why we're getting a new codex, but the last codex for Space Marines was released in August 2019, and here we are, November 2020, and we've got Space Marine Codex again. Okay, anyway, so Space Marine Codex for the 9th edition, or Warhammer 40,000 Indomitus. What will you find inside? Fear the Angels of Death. Okay, so you will find a detailed account of Space Marines, including their origins, organisation and methods of waging a war. A showcase of superbly painted Citadel miniatures that demonstrates the range of colour schemes and heraldry employed by the Adeptus Astartes. A vast range of data sheets providing tabletop rules for units in your Space Marine army. Army-wide rules, content that allows you to take your collection of Space Marine Citadel miniatures and marshal them into a formidable strike force ready to lay low the Emperor's foes. This content also includes relics, warlord traits, bespoke crusade rules, chapter approved secondary objectives, and much more. Okay, so let's have a look. First thing that you notice, it's thick. It's I think it's quite thicker than the last one. I think it's probably about 40 pages thicker or something like that. Artwork is absolutely outstanding. It's like amazing cover. I just love the way that the bolter fires illuminating the Marine's face. Really, really good. Now, the only thing that I find really, really annoying is Games Workshop stop crediting their artists. You know, you shouldn't really do that. You know, their artists are providing a service and they should be credited. And Games Workshop were very, very vocal about this kind of thing a few years ago, but now they seem to have stopped. So we do have the usual suspects like Karl Kopinski and Brom, Adrian Smith, people like that doing the artwork, but it'd be nice to actually get them credited. Anyway, I'm digressing, let's carry on. So, they shall be my finest warriors, these men will give themselves to me, like clay I shall mould them, in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They will be of iron will and steely muscle, in great armour shall I clad them, and with the mightiest guns shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease. Okay, maybe not. No sickness will blight them. Again, maybe not. They have tactics, strategies, and the machines so that no foe can best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear. Okay, the reason I paused there is because, like, obviously, Plague Marines, yeah, they don't get diseases, do they? They just spread diseases. And, of course, no sickness can blight them. Well, anyway, the Space Marines. Okay, so we have our contents table, as usual, at the beginning of the book. And again, it doesn't say who the book's written by, which I really would like to have seen that because, you know, I've worked in the games industry and it's nice to get credited. And, but anyway, I'm digressing. Let's carry on. So, our introduction to why you should have a Space Marine army. It's quite small and it features a couple of the new units from Indomitus, including the new Necrons. And then we get into the bulk of the actual thing itself. So basically, it follows the same format as previous Space Marine Codexes. Now, I've done a full review, which the link will be down here somewhere, and it's definitely in the description, of the book and my thoughts on it. But my initial thoughts are, you know, do we really need another Space Marine Codex so close after the last one? You know, just over 12 months, it's quite... You know, it's quite cheeky for Games Workshop to do that. They could have released another codex instead of this one and put this one out a little bit later on, but no, they brought Space Marine Codex out. Obviously, Necron's codex come out at the same time, as well as Codex White Scars is coming out, and there's another codex coming out to go with it. And again, Codex White Scar was only released last August. along the same time as the last Codex. Anyway, quick map of the galaxy with the different war zones from Baal, Ultima, Pariah, and Vigilus, and then a look at the chapter planets and stuff. It's just basically a look at the organisation of the Space Marines, the heraldry, how they actually work with each other, the battle companies, how they're organised. Lots of really nice little bits of information. So I mean, some of the artwork is like this one here is really old, but some of it is brand new, and the artwork, as always, is amazing. The one thing that you cannot fault, I don't think anybody can fault Games Workshop on, is their attention to detail when it comes to artwork and lore. The lore is more or less the same as it has been for the past 30 years. It's just advanced slightly to take into account the new miniatures and stuff, and then things like this. I like these kind of things. Theod of the Golden Halos, and then a breakdown of his equipment, which is brilliant. You know, Black Templars and Fire Lords, all sorts of cool things. Then we look at the actual chapters themselves, like the Ultramarines and their successor chapters, Imperial Fists and their successor chapters, Blood Angels, White Scars, Dark Angels, Raven Guard, and then War for Demonos, Space Wolves, Salamanders, Iron Hands, Death Watch, and we go on and on and on. And all this gives a little bit of information about, you know, the successor chapters of various chapters, like Mentor Legion. Mentor Legion, for those of you old enough to remember the first time around for 40k, Mentor Legion were really, really popular. They were going to be the new big thing, and they kind of never took off, because they're the ones who had the really highly advanced technology that no one else seemed to possess. New artwork with what looks like a Feld Chaos Titan, and I think it's Chaos because it's got spikes all over it, and the repulsors. Great stuff, you know, fantastic. And then we get into the miniatures themselves. You know, some people, I would actually give my right arm to be able to paint like this, but unfortunately if I gave my right arm I wouldn't be able to paint because I'm right-handed. But brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And then that's 90 pages in, and then on page 90 we start with the rules. And the rules cover exactly what you'd expect them to cover. How you use your Marines, detachment abilities, combat patrols, relics, chapter tactics. Each chapter has its own unique tactics. Something that was released in the latest edition of 40k was the edition of Crusade rules. So you get rules for the Crusade and stuff. Then you've got all your different points for your different points values and statistics for all of your units, stratagems, warlord traits for your leaders, relics, and then all your disciplines for your psychos. Litanies of battle, chapter approved rules. So we still gather things like they shall know no fear and stuff like that, which is like the core rule for the Space Marines. Crusade rules. These are all brand new. To be honest, I've not actually played the new edition of 40k yet, and I've not read through the rules completely because I'm still waiting to get a copy. But I thought I'd give this a shot, and because I've got a lot of Marines, I just wanted to actually have the latest edition of the rules to actually be able to play with them eventually. So I will get around to reading what Crusade rules do eventually, and then we go through to Crusade relics, then a Crusade army, data sheets, and this is the bulk of the rest of them thing from page 126 up to page 204 or something like that. It's more or less all data sheets and data facts. So we start off with Primaris Captain, and then we work our way through lieutenants, because they're all Primaris Marines, they're not the old Beaky Marines or anything like that. Lots and lots of stuff, everything you need to know about each of the units, and all the stuff, obviously, the faction keywords and the keywords for them, like Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, the chapter, infantry, corps, scout, skirmish, smoke screen, scout squad. All those things have keywords, and the keywords play an important role in the game. And we just go through veterans, blade guard, veteran squads, stern guard, vanguard, judica. Right, so unfortunately I've not come across anything new yet that I don't recognise until we get past the dreadnoughts and stuff. Here we go. First thing new is the ATV squad. That's a new one. That's the new vehicle that came out when Indomitus was released. Obviously, Space Marine and Primus Marines with assault weapons is new. And then we go along flying vehicles, Hellblasters, Eliminators, Eradicators, Devastators, Thunderfire Cannon, and Fire Strike servo turrets. Now, although this is new, it's been done before. It wasn't called Fire Strike, it was called something else, but they have been done before. If you can cast your minds back, if you're old enough to remember, way back in when Space Crusade came out, there was a tarantula style turret that the Marines had. And then with things like the Stalker and the Hunter, and then obviously your Lancer and your other variants for it, like the Gladiator Reaper and the Gladiator Valiant, Vindicators, Land Raiders, Land Redeemer, Crusader, and the usual suspects. So we're back to the stuff that we normally see. Stormhawk, Interceptor, still no stats for a Thunderhawk, although there is a big rumour that that's going to be one of the releases for next year, is going to be the plastic Thunderhawk, although I wouldn't hold my breath. And then finally the Hammerfall Bunker, which is the latest of the stuff that was released when Indomitus came out in September. Okay, so that's a quick look through the game. Now, I got all the weapon profiles and everything at the end, and points values for those of us who still play with old points instead of using the new versions. Okay, and a glossary. Then right at the very end, I'm just going to cover this because I don't want anybody stealing it off me. You have download the 40k app to access the rules for this game, for gaming on the go. Use this code to unlock the book's content on your device. Okay, so use the code that's underneath my finger, and that gives you access to the 40k app. And you can access everything that's in the Space Marine Codex in the app, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, to get the best out of it, you need to pay $3.99 a month for your subscription to get the best out of the app, which is literally money for old rope. I don't want to sound down on this because it's an excellent product, but I really question the validity of having a product that came out less than 2 years after its previous product. In fact, just over a year. You know, August last year to November this year. That's no space of time. They could have actually brought out something else like, you know, Codex Tau, Codex Orcs, or something like that. But no, they brought out the Space Marines to go alongside the Necrons because they're the two factions that you get in the new Indomitus box, which is sold out. So, I don't know. If you know any reasoning behind it, please let me know, because I've given up with Games Workshop's marketing strategy a long while ago now. But that's a quick look through the game, the Codex itself. It's available now from All Good Games, Stockists, and Games Workshop. And our good friends at Sixes to Hit have this at a special discount. So if you want to save yourself some money, check out the link in the description. And also check out my review. I'm quite honest about it because I do think that, to be absolutely bluntly honest, 40k is a dead game. It's stagnant. A lot of people might not actually like the fact that I'm saying that, but it's stagnant. It hasn't actually progressed as a game, mechanically wise, in 30 years. We're still using the same roll to hit, roll to ruin, roll to save that we used all the time. There's no evolution on the game itself. And I know the adage is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I've been Mark. No matter where you are in the world, please stay safe and hopefully catch you again soon. Bye.